po ay nagbabalik, kasama ko pa rin po si Ariel Ayala at saka si Ambassador Romero dito sa ating pinag-uusapang kasunduan with the MILF. Nakikita po ni Ambassador Romero, meron pong implication ito sa eleksyon na malaking bloke ito na gustong makuha nila, kaya nangyari po ito. Sino ang makikinabang, Ambassador?
Yeah, well, ang ano ko lang, concern is that once ma-implement itong agreement in Kuala Lumpur, the transformation of these huge properties into economic zones to be managed, supervised in behalf of the MLF, will probably produce mga checkpoints, will produce mga sentries, guards, and will create an exclusive zone where the maybe the elections could be jeopardized. Because if they do not allow voters to vote, or they will take charge of the delivery of ballot boxes from one to another, within this economic, so-called economic zone that they have secured, then there will be some implications there on the credibility of the vote.
So you're saying that if there is any intent on the part of any group to wreck the elections, this could be the way of doing it.
The easy way to do it.
So, it is not a captive vote. It is not a command vote, but captive vote.
Captive vote.
Now, itong balitang ito po, napapasabay sa ibang ulat na gagaling po sa Mindanao na malaki raw ang movement doon, MI, MNLF, and other groups to gather around Nur Miswari. Siya raw ang lumulutang na bagong center of mobilization. Ito ba yung nakarating na rin sa council? Itong balitang ito? No. Kung ito'y totoo, anong implications? How do you read this?
Well, that's for verification, subject to verification. But maybe they are just trying to camouflage their activities there by bringing in Miswari. We don't know whether that is a fact, that thing. Because they could destabilize the... Remember, my father was run for the Senate in the 1946, and then they declared the central votes to be null and void because of the Senator, the hooks were there.
Luis Tarub.
They could do the same thing in Central Mindanao and say that there's failure of election, there's some mga botos doon, that could be a thing because of this development that which could be stoked. You know?
Ano pong kasama dun sa economic zone, quote-unquote economic zone ay binigay sa MILF? Wala rin ba silang parang special economic zone pa rin na nasa Luzon?
Yan ang problema with this administration because they're giving away chunks of territory for EDCA, may mga areas doon, may more they're going to preposition, ano ba yung mga gusto doon. Ngayon, economic zone, we don't even know what's inside, so what's going on.
Who will invest?
Anong bahalad na raw
In their
sila?
camp.
Yeah, so that's why they will prepare this thing. So, para siguro ng Ayala Company, getting Makati, managed by Ayala, then invite investors doon. You know?
And be kidnapped.
Malaysia and the Europeans, no? Yung mga tumutulak nito, di ba?
Marami mga vested interest dyan. Maybe there are some superpowers who want to establish basic rights there.
If they are interested in mining something under the ground, yung bang minahan, yung mine site, pwede bang madeklarang economic zone?
Well, I suppose that's part of the thing. Ngayon, they're asking 80-20 sharing with under the BBL.
80 for the MI.
MI, yeah. Maraming mga... Because since they will be running this place, I suppose they will write their own ticket. This thing. So these are the questions that we just want to be clarified on.
Yeah, obviously, Ambassador, you want this stopped, no?
Yes.
What can be done to stop it?
Well, first of all, even the CAM, because thanks to your case in the Supreme Court, is now, there's a shadow of doubt on the constitutionality of this thing. So I think it's improper for the Office of the President, through the OPAP, to implement policies that have not yet given the blessings by the Philippine government.
Yeah.
You know? Even going to Kuala Lumpur and all that is already, sort of a slap in the government.
Highly questionable. No?
Yes.
No shades of treason?
Well, it has been suggested that maybe this is seditious, which we did mention in our editorial.
Should we stop or should we start asking questions about the 1 MDV of Malaysia? The $720 million missing.
Yes, well, that's a Malaysian affair. Want to comment on that?
Yeah, do you believe that it is just Malaysian affair o yun daw yung kumakalat na pera?
Well,
Kung
yeah,
bakit
there's a
itong
lot of
BBLN?
talk, which is probably something that we should look into. Yeah.
Hindi ko kayo nang ma-invest dyan? Doon sa economic zone?
Well, possibility, yeah.
Okay, let's leave this topic for a while and go to the latest development overseas. No? Katatapos lang po nung ASEAN Summit ni President Obama sa California, kung ano man ang pinag-usapan doon, mukhang nabahala ang China, kaya ang naging sagot po ay yung deployment ng missiles sa Paracels. No? At ang reklamo ng mga nandun sa California, nagmi-militarize daw po ang China. Minimilitarize ang ating South China Sea, West Philippine Sea. No? Ang sagot naman po dyan ng China, matagal na niya yung minimilitarize itong areang ito. Ano ba ang kaibahan? Anong take ng Council dito?
Well, we had, in our last meeting, we invited scholar from China to explain to us these bizarre moves of China to create islets and all kinds of establishments there. Ang sagot naman nila, this is a reaction, a knee-jerk reaction if you like, by the statement of President Obama a few years ago that this is the pivot to Asia. Is this leading to another Iraq war or the takeover of Kuwait or whatever? And of course we know that that wasn't the intention, but the fact is, in the mindset of the Chinese, this is a threat. When you're going to deploy 60% of your naval assets in this theater of the world, can that be construed as militarization of the area versus the creation of a landing strip in an islet in the West Pacific?
Anong impact nito sa tension sa South China Sea? Totoo po ba na because of this quote-unquote Chinese militarization, medyo na-galvanized yung Southeast Asian nation except for one or two na naging pro-US, itinaboy ng China para maging pro-US?
Well, I don't know who is the pro-US there. The only pro-US country in the ASEAN is the Philippines. The rest are, sinabi ko kanina nung sa interview, that yung ASEAN, dalawa yan. Yung sa north, yung Mekong, doon, which adjoins China, sa mainland, tsaka yung Mapilindo, Malaysia, Philippines, and Indonesia. Yeah, dalawa yan. Yung sa itaas, mga dating komunista yan, sosyalista, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. Binobomba yan ng States during the Vietnam War. And I don't think that they can be construed as allies of the U.S. in the past, in the present, or in the future. And they are very beholden to China economically.
Yung pong kasabihang, an enemy of my enemy is my friend. And of course, Vietnam is medyo sila yung usual beneficiary ng Chinese aggressiveness. Did China succeeded in para maitulak sa US camp, ito o US side, itong Vietnam?
No, I don't think. No, I think most Asian nations now are, the consensus I think forming is that we need to be one solid bloc that will adapt our own position. It's nice to go to Rancho Mirage and be entertained, of course, and all that. And as I said earlier, Obama might have created the impression that he's got the ASEAN group to favor his Trans-Pacific Partnership, which has failed to convince the American people it's good for the U.S., for anybody in the world. But I think he did not succeed there. He did not even succeed in getting a consensus paper from the 10 after their lavish entertainment in California against China.
Malaki ang hype po before the summit itself. Ano? Sa mga balita po, nandun yung expectation nila kung ano sasabihin ni Obama, very tough statement, and he was shown with Pinoy walking together. Akala natin, pati si Pinoy meron ding sharp statement. Pero after that, ang lumabas na statement from Malacanang, medyo conciliatory na from President Aquino. Kasi meron ng missile na nakadeploy sa Paracels. Sinabi niya, wala kaming hangarin na labanan ng China. No? Okay. Pero hindi ko nakikitang pag-uusapan ito sa presidential debates. Paano nating masiguro na yung next government will review the policies of this government with respect to U.S.-China relations in a way that will satisfy the desires of organizations like yours.
Yeah. You know, I think the thing is now irreversible. The new administration will have to deal with China, and in many aspects, the relationship, whether it's political or economic. China is now our will probably be a bigger trading partner in a few years ahead, than the U.S. So that's irreversible. It can only grow, and as that grows, also the political relationship will also have to evolve, to conform with this trading partnership. So this will metamorphose into a closer relationship between China and the U.S. And the U.S., being a realist, will have to share power with the Asian nations, so like India and China, and the big players in the area. Though right now, for maybe political reasons and to also to assuage their allies here, because one thing the United States will never allow is for the yellow race to unite. That will be, if Japan and China and Korea will unite, then the U.S. has no place in this part of the world.
Well, yung American election, halos napapasabay po sa ating election, yung campaign period, halos magkasabay. Anong klaseng administrasyon sa Amerika ang nakikita ng council that would be more open to...
Kung Republican yan, Republicans are traditionally isolationist. And the Democrats are more or less, although lately the Republicans have also been hegemonists, the Bush-Iraq war and everything else. So,
I'll cut you there.
Yes.
Babalikan natin yan pagkaroon ng ilang sandali.